Okay, everybody, last time we did this one, we was on 3.3. If you remember very well, 3.3, and I already posted on Canvas. Okay, you can go ahead check it. I already posted on Canvas. So one things we have to do, one example was example 3. We didn't have enough space. That's why I have to do one video for that. Okay, and remember I told you how to find this one by definition. Okay, by definition you have to go here. Okay, I already done it with you, and I use that definition to figure out P and Q. Okay, and by definition, a polynomial function with integers coefficients, then P is a factor of a constant. Here we have a constant here, then P is a factor of the constant, and then Q is a factor of the leading coefficient. Be careful here. So the leading coefficient is the higher degree, which is 4. The leading coefficient then is the 6. Okay? And then Q is a factor of 6. So that's why I done this one here. P is a factor of 2 and Q is a factor of 6. Okay? Now, since Q is a factor of 2, 2 times 1 or 2 times -1, we still have a factor. P is still a factor, okay? If we divide 2 by positive or -1, we still have 2 available, positive, -2. And the same thing, you take the inverse. You take the positive or negative sign, okay? Either way will work. We have 2 positive or negative because it's itself. Okay, same thing as 6 within itself, and you know 6 is 2 times 3. That's why we have here 2 and positive 3. This one and this one. Okay, either way will work. I already went with you. That one is basic, but this one was your problems. A lot of you didn't understand, and I didn't fully do this one because we didn't have enough space. I have to copy example 3, which is here now. Okay, example 3 is here. And if you remember example 1, we have positive, negative, 1 and 2 and 6, 3 and 6. Okay. For P, here we have P can be right. Okay, we have P can be written as positive, -1 and positive, -2. Same thing, Q can be written as positive, -1, positive, -2, because it's 6. Be careful, it's 2 times 3. And it's 6 also is 6 times 1. Okay, and then you have this one, and positive, -3 and positive, -6. Okay, so now we have to go here and find all rational 0 of the factor. So here, let's start with 1. Okay, if you have a positive, -1, what does it mean is 1 and -1, just as you know. So if you start to 1, so what we should have for x minus 1, you have x minus 1, and you have to take the polynomial function, which is 6x to the 4 plus 7x to the third minus 12x squared minus 3x plus 2. And let's divide it. Which number have to multiply by 6 will give me, which number have to multiply by x will give me 6x to the 4th is 6x to the 3rd. 6x to the 3rd times x is 6x to the 4th. Take the opposite sign, which is -6x to the 4th. Got it? Okay. Do the same thing for this one. 6x to the third times negative 1 is negative 6x to the third. Take the opposite sign, which is positive x to the third. Add them up. So here will cancel out. And then here you will have 13x to the third minus 12x squared minus 3x plus 2. Do the same thing. How many which number I have to multiply by 6 by x will give me 13x to the third. It's just plus 13x squared. Now 13x squared times x is 13x to the third. Take the opposite sign, which is negative 13x to the third. Okay? Now, do the same thing for negative 1. Which number I have to multiply by negative 1 will give me this one. No. Just take 13x to the third. No, 13x squared times negative 1 is negative 13x squared. Take the opposite sign, which is positive 13x squared. Now add them up. This one will cancel out. And then you have x squared minus 3x plus 2. Do the same thing. Which number I have to multiply by 6 by x will give me x squared. Or you can just take x squared divided by x. That's a faster way. You have x. Okay? Plus x. X times x is x squared. Take the opposite sign, which is negative x squared. And then x times negative 1 is negative x. Take the opposite sign, which is positive x. Add them up. This one will cancel out. And then here you have negative 2x plus 2. Now, which number I have to multiply by x will give me negative 2x. It's just negative 2. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Take the opposite sign, which is positive 2x. Okay. Do the same thing. Negative 2 times negative 1 is positive. It's positive 2. It's positive 2. And then you have to take the opposite sign. If you take the opposite sign, which is negative 2. Let me repeat here. Negative 2 times negative 1 is 2. Take the opposite sign, which is negative 2. Okay? You have negative 2 here. If you add them up, this how you cancel out, and you have 0. Now the remainder here is 0. As long as the remainder is 0, mean x minus 1 is a factor of the function f. Let me repeat again. Because the remainder equals 0, then x minus 1 is a factor of f. Okay? Here is a reminder, by the way. This one is a reminder. This one is called the reminder. Since the reminder is equal to 0, then x minus 1 is a factor of fx. Fx, remember the fx, or you can just say f, is a factor of the function f. That's fine. But what does it mean? The meaning behind this one means you can factorize by this one. You can write down fx, which is, let me write down the function, the whole function is x to the 4 plus 7x to the third minus 12x squared minus 3x plus 2. Okay. So you have this one. Okay. Mean fx is equal to x to the 4 plus 7x to the third minus 12x squared minus 3x plus 2 is equal to. The meaning for x minus 1 is a factor of f. That's mean this one, the fx is equal to x minus 1 times a polynomial of degree 3, okay? 8x to the third plus bx plus c plus bx squared plus cx plus d. That's the meaning. Okay, that's the meaning. You have to understand the meaning. And now you can tell is it will be easy to determine this one. It will be easy to determine this one. How? So I want you to understand it. It's easy to determine this one. And the way you have to determine this one is, I say it's easy to determine this one. And remember, this one is like you have 8x to the third plus bx squared plus cx plus d is equal to, you take x to the fourth plus 7x to the third minus 12x minus 12x squared minus 3x plus 2 divided by x minus 1. That's what we did here. All this one here, it's just here. Okay? It's just this one. We take this one, we divide by x minus 1. And then we have this one. Okay? And this one is called the coefficient. The quotient. Okay? And this one, and then for you have 8x to the third plus bx squared plus cx plus d is equal to, and then now you can write down this one as a 8x to the third bx squared plus cx plus d is this one. So now you can go ahead write down. You can go ahead write down here. You have 8x, which is 6x to the third, 6x to the third, and you have a plus 13x squared, and you have a plus x minus 2. Hopefully you understand. Okay. Everybody get it? So now let me just raise here, since now you understand where this one come from. It's just a coefficient, and you have mean fx. Now I can write down directly fx is equal to, if I say fx is this one, okay? If I say fx is this one, it's the whole thing, okay? Is equal to x minus 1 times the one I just found, which is 6x to the third plus 13x squared plus x minus 2. Okay. Now from here it will be easy. You can use either way you want, but how can you determine this one? Remember, here we start with 1. Okay, we start with 1, and then we can go try to find 2. Let's start also with negative 1. If you go to negative 1, let's try negative 1, by the way. Let's try negative 1. So we will have this one. If you start to negative 1, you have x plus 1, and you have this one. If you have to divide this one by 6x to the third plus 13x squared plus x minus 2. Let's try this one. Okay, let's just try this one. So if you have to figure out is negative 1 is the 0 of the polynomial, that's the way you have to do it. You can use a long division, which is called synthetic division, or you can just say, you can call this one g and try to find g negative 1. Either way will work. Okay, let's try this one. So here, by using the long division, what we should get, now since you understand, let me go fast. I will have 6x squared and then negative 6x to the third, and then 6x squared times 1 is 6x squared. Take the opposite sign, which is negative 6x squared. Add them up. This one will cancel out, and then this one is 7x squared plus x minus 2, and this one it will be plus 7x x squared minus 7x squared, and then 7x minus 7x, and then add them up. This will cancel out, and I will have here 6x negative 6x minus 2, and then negative 6 minus 6x is plus 6x, and here I will have plus 6, and then if you add them up, so you will have the remainder, which is 4. This is the remainder. Okay, this is the remainder. But since the remainder equal 4, and 4 is different to 0, okay, that means x plus 1 is not a factor of this one. X to the third plus 13x squared plus x minus 2. You got it? Do you understand the process now, right? Good. Now, since this one is not, we still keep the original one. Is not a factor. Then we have to keep the original one. Let's try now. What about 2? What about 2? Okay, let's try 2. If you have x minus 2, and let's divide 6 to the third plus 13 x squared plus x minus 2. Divide by x minus 2. Okay, here very quick, I will have 6x squared. You understand? Let me go fast. And here is negative 6x to the third. And here it will be negative 12 plus 12x squared. Add them up, cancel out. And then here I will have 25x squared plus x minus 2. And here I will have a positive 25x. 25x times x is 25x squared. Take the opposite sign, which is 25x squared. 25x times negative 2 is negative 50x. Opposite sign, positive 50x. Okay. Add them up. This one is equal to 0. And then keep going here. What do you get? You will have, add them up here. Add them up. You have 0 and you have 51x minus 2. Okay. Do the same thing. Let me see, because the number is too high. Let me see if I didn't make no mistake here. Let me check if I didn't make no mistake. 6 times 6 is 6x squared times 6 is 6x to the third. Opposite sign. This one good. Is 12, negative 12, x squared, positive 12. Okay. And then here I will have extra. And then add them up, cancel out, 25 x squared. And then here 25, 5. Okay. 25x squared, and take the opposite sign, cancel out, and you have a negative 50, positive 50 now, x, and add them up. Here is 51, and here is, okay, so far so good. Keep going, and here I will have positive 51. And now positive 51, take away, and you add this one up, and here you have a negative 51x, and here you have positive 100. Okay, 51 times 2 is just 102. Okay, and here you have 102, Add them up. So here you can tell you have 100. That's the reminder. Since the reminder is 100, then we can conclude one thing. Then this one is not a factor. Okay? Since the remainder is not equal to 0, anytime you have a remainder is not equal to 0, that's the mean x minus the one you divide. X in our case here is x minus 2 is not a factor of the polynomial. This one. Okay? Then x minus 2 is not a factor of f of 6x to the third plus 13x squared plus x minus 2. Okay, you got it? Okay. Now let me try negative 2 now. Let me try negative 2. Let me raise here so I will have more space here. Okay? Let me try negative 2 and just make sure you understand the concept. Let me try negative 2. I try 1, it doesn't work. No, I try negative 1, it doesn't work. I try 2, it doesn't work. Let me try now negative 2. Okay. If I try negative 2, I will have x minus parenthesis negative 2. Now I'm trying now negative 2. You understand now? And this one is just x plus 2. Got it? That's the way you have to do it. Okay. Let me try negative 2. I will have 6x to the third plus 13x squared plus x minus 2 divided by x plus 2. I will have here 6x. You can just divide 6x to the third divided by x and you will have x squared. That's the way you have to do it. Or you can just say how many number I have to multiply by x will give me 6x to the third. It's just 6x squared. Okay? You have either way. That's why I'm going fast, so since you understand. 6x squared times x is 6x to the third. Take the opposite sign, which is negative 6x to the third. 6x squared times 2 is 12x squared. Take the opposite sign, which is negative 12x squared. Add them up. If you add them up, this one will cancel out. And here, if you add them up, you have x squared plus x minus 2. How many number I have to multiply by x will give me x squared? It's just plus x. X times x is x squared. Take the opposite sign, which is negative x squared. X times 2 is 2x. Take the opposite sign, which is negative 2x. Add them up. So here you will cancel out. Okay? And then here we have negative x minus 2. And here you have negative 1. Negative 1 times 1 times x is negative x. Opposite sign, which is positive x. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. Opposite sign, which is positive x. No, which is positive 2. Add them up, you have 0. Now the remainder equals 0. Since the remainder equals 0, then we can conclude then x plus 2 is a factor of x, 6x to the third, okay, plus 13x squared minus x minus 2. What does it mean? Mean 6x to the third plus 13x squared minus x minus 2 is equal to x plus 2 factored by this one here, this one. Okay? Times this one, times this one. Let me give you one example. Let me just give you one simple example. Okay? If you have a 12 divided by 3, for example. 12 divided by 3 is equal to 4, is equal to 0, right? Let me change it here. If you have 12 divided by 3, you have 4. Now, if you have to write down 12, it's just 4 times, and you have here, it just, you keep going, you have 0 here. The remainder equals 0. And here you just have, here is negative 12, and then you have 0 is a remainder. And here is just 4 times 3 plus 0. It's just 4 times 3. It's the same thing I did. Okay, this is called the coefficient. Okay, now the quotient times the quotient. Okay, and the quotient here is 6x squared plus x minus 1. Got it? And now you can take, listen up here. Take this one, substitute by here. Substitute this one. Okay? So now our fx, our function now will look like this. fx, let me write it down in blue. Fx is equal to x minus 1 times x plus 2 times 6x squared plus x minus 1. Okay? Got it? So here, as long as you have, this one is just a quadratic equation. As long as you have a quadratic equation, it will be easy to check by using the quadratic formula, okay? Use the quadratic formula to factorize this one. How can you factorize this one by using the quadratic formula? It's just you have 6x squared plus x minus 1. Okay, say it, for example, this one is quadratic equation. If you have used the solution, okay, if you have to use the solution is x, set it equal to 0 if you want, it's fine. Okay, I just want to factorize. So if you have to solve this one, you have if you have to find the solution for this one, you have to use the quadratic equation. Remember, for recap, you have 8x squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. The quadratic formula is x is equal to negative b positive negative square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Do the same thing, use it. Use that formula, so you will have this one. You will have x, the solution is negative b, negative 1 positive negative square root of b squared 1 minus 4ac times negative 1 divided by 2 times 6. Square root of b squared, b is 1, minus 4, 8, and c. Got it? And then here you will have x is equal to negative 1 positive negative square root of 1. And here is positive, and here is 24. And then divided by 12. And then if you look at here, you will have a negative 1 positive negative 5 divided by 12. So here you have x will have two solutions, which is x1 and x2. The x1 is negative 1 positive 5 divided by 12, and negative 1 minus 5 divided by 12. Okay? Okay. The first one is just 4 divided by 12, which is 1/3. And the second one is negative 6 divided by 12, which is negative 1/2. Got it? Okay. So you have this one. So then you can just write down 6x squared plus x minus 1 is equal to. Is equal to, be careful here. Anytime you have 8x squared plus bx plus c is equal to, if you found the solution x1, if this one have two solutions, if delta is positive, so then we have two solutions, x1 and x2, x1 and x2. So the way you have to write down this one in another form is 8. The leading coefficient first, the 8 times x minus x1 times x minus x2. You have to remember this one, okay? That's the way exactly you have to use here. This one, okay? Use it here, you will have 6, okay? 6 times x minus 1/2 times x minus parenthesis negative 1, 2, 1/2. That's it, okay? That's it. You understand? If you have any question, please let me know. Okay, good. Okay, let me keep moving here. So here, okay, let me raise here. Okay, here you will have this one in another form to write it down. And remember here, if you have x minus 1/3, it's just, if you have to factorize by 1/3, if you factorize by 1/3, it's 1/3 parenthesis 3x minus 1. Do you understand here? Because if you put the 1/3 inside, the 3 will cancel out on x. You will have x only minus 1/3. Okay? Same thing as here, 1 plus 1/1/2 is just, if you factorize by 1/2, it's just 2x plus 1. Got it? Good. Let's make sure you understand. Okay. Here, you can rewrite here as 6x minus 1/3, and then here you have x plus 1/2. Negative times negative is positive. So here, if you factorize by 1/3, is 6 times 1/3 parenthesis x 3x parenthesis 3x, just like the one I just raised, is 3x minus 1 times x plus 1/3, no, 1/2. Okay, same thing here. Let me factorize also by 1/2. I will have 6 times 1/3 times 1/2, 3x minus 1, and you have 2x plus 1. Okay, and if you check here, you will have 2 times 2 is 6, and you have 6 times 1, 6 times 3x minus 1, 2x plus 1. Okay, good. And then here the 6 will cancel out, and you end up having 6x squared plus x minus 1 is just 3x minus 1 times 2x plus 1. That's it. Take this one, replace it back here. Take this one, replace it back here. Okay, and fx now, fx will be x minus 1, okay, x minus 1 times x plus 2, and then you have 3x minus 1, and then 2x plus 1. That's it. That's it. Okay, that's the final solution. That's what they was asking. Okay, good. Thank you for listening. I want you to go over and understand the concept very well. Okay, thanks.